Hi guys, it's Juanita with Smart Dog Technology. I wanted to take a little bit of time to go through accessing the Google Drive and how to save some of those resources that your students are finding in Google Classroom. So, to get to your Google Drive, if you haven't signed in already, all you're going to do is do a search for Google Drive and it will prompt you to sign in with your student email address and password. And again, that login information, the email address is the first four letters of their first name, first eight letters of their last name, at tangystudents.org. Tangy Schools is for teacher accounts. Tangy Students, plural, is for student accounts. And the password is first initial, last four digits of their local ID, hashtag, hashtag. They need that email address when they're logging in. But on most of our other parish resources, they would just use the username, not with the at tangystudents.org behind it. Okay. So once they're logged in, they'll be able to open a new tab and they'll have their app button up here in the right hand corner. And from that button, they'll be able to select their drive or their classroom or any of the other apps that are available to them. If you go to your drive, which I already have mine open here, when you go to your drive, this is, I believe, for students, unlimited storage, which is pretty tremendous because this is saving space on your computer's hard drive that will allow it to perform a little bit better. If your student is saving a lot of resources, it would be better for them to save it to their drive because that's taking up storage online. It's not taking up storage in your hard drive of your computer. So make use of the drive while they have it. They'll have access to their drive until the end of their 12th grade year, and you can always add and delete resources as you need them or no longer need them. Okay, so let's look at how your drive is laid out. Your first four items are called quick access. They always are going to show a thumbnail, and you cannot move these items. This item is going to be found somewhere down here in the list, but it is one of the last things that I opened, so it has a thumbnail at the top because it was one of the last things I used. So Google's like, hey, let's put that stuff that you used recently right up top so it's easy to get to. Underneath quick access, you have folders. Your student may have no folders because it doesn't come with folders. You have to create folders if you want them. And then after the folders come the files. Right now, I have my files in a thumbnail view where you can see a preview of each one. But if you have a lot of files, if you'll come right here, you can change it to list view, and by switching to list view, it's going to be much more compact and you'll be able to scroll through that list of items much more quickly. Now, if you're visual like me and you know that, oh, that was a pink background on that picture that I'm looking for, then having it in thumbnail view may be better for you. But if you have it in list view, it'll be in alphabetical order and it will take up a lot less room. You can scroll through that list a whole lot faster. Okay. To change the way that it's listed, you just click up here on the categories at the top. So mine is actually listed right now by last modified, but I could switch it to name, which makes more sense. And when I click on that header right there, it's going to put everything in name order. So it's going to start with anything that starts with a number, and then at the end, it'll have any files that start with a Z. If I want that to be in reverse order, I can click it again and it'll go Z to A order. But I can put it in date order or I can put it in file size order. If you know what you're looking for is a huge file, then sort by file size. All right. When you are ready to add new folders, you go right here to your new button and you can either upload a folder to it or you can create a folder. So if you're going to create a folder, you just select the word folder, and when you click it, you'll see one be created. I can name mine sample folder and click create, and it will appear in this list. There it is. There's my sample folder. It gets highlighted in blue. If I want to add something to that folder that's saved on my hard drive, I can go to File Upload. So, this would be a way for you to clear out data that's saved on your hard drive and move it to this virtual file. So, I know in my documents, I have a sample document. So, I could go select that sample document and I can click open, which, by the way, if I wanted to move more than one file at a time, if I wanted to move these two videos with it at the same time, I could click each one of those boxes and all three of them would be uploaded at the same time. So I click open and it shows you have a little task pane down here that shows you that these files are starting to upload. And here is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. It says the server encountered an error. Please try again later. Although I'm getting a check mark on this one, they are moving slowly. But literally, we have pretty much worldwide, we have people suddenly starting to use their Google Drive and their Google Classroom who have never used it before. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you how you could download the items that your student may have access to in their Google Classroom. Okay, so I'm kind of telling you two different things. I'm telling you, on the one hand, maybe move some stuff from your hard drive to save up space. But then you can see right here that I'm running into trouble when I try to do that because I'm getting a lag because their servers are just so overwhelmed with traffic right now. So this will keep running right here. I can hide it. I can click this and it'll minimize it, but it's still uploading that last video. I could click cancel and it would cancel the process. But if I open that sample folder right now, I believe two items were successfully uploaded, and you'll see those two, and it's working on the third one. Nope, doesn't look like it made it yet. Maybe they don't show up until all three are there. Okay. If you wanted to create a doc, which is like a Word document, a sheet, which is like an Excel spreadsheet, or a slide, which is like a PowerPoint presentation, all you'd have to do is click on it and that opens in a new tab. Had I been inside a folder when I did that, it would have automatically put that file in that folder. So if I'd have been inside my sample folder when I clicked new document, it would have created it inside that new document. Okay. Oh, there's my sample doc. So it didn't put it in my sample folder. So when I want to move something, all I have to do is select it. It's highlighted blue. I can drag it. It highlights each one of those folders as it goes up. And if I want it in my sample folder, I make sure I'm highlighted on the sample folder. And when I release, it will go in. So now when I open sample, it should have that sample Word document, which notice that it's a Word document. It's okay that you're putting Microsoft products into this Google storage system. It will still open it. I can double click that file right now and it's going to tell me that it's opening it with Google Docs, but it will open that file for me. So Google will open Word. Okay. So here was that sample document. It's in its own window. And let's name this 1234. That way it'll put it right up top. That's where you name the file. You don't have to file save as. You go ahead and name it right there. And you can put whatever text you want inside the body of the document. You don't have to hit save. All you have to do is close the tab and it's automatically being saved to your drive. But if you want it in a particular place, you can click this move button. And right now mine is just going in the drive. But if I select the folder that I want it to go to and click move, then it will put it in that file for me and I don't have to drag it. So if I close this tab and I go back to my sample folder, I probably could have just hit refresh from where I was, but when I double click that sample folder, that file named 1234 should be there. Again, things are moving kind of slow. It's not showing up. you may encounter lots of issues like this. You're creating stuff and it's not happening because their servers are so overwhelmed. Oh, there it goes. So see, I refreshed, I hit the refresh button, and the 1234 came. So, be a little bit patient with it. I know it can be frustrating, especially if you're not familiar with the product, but be uh, just try to be patient with it. The servers are maxed out right now, I promise you. Okay, so in their Google Classrooms. I don't know about all schools, but at Ponchatoula Junior High, there are lots of PDF resources available to them. So here is something that I posted yesterday for code.org. It gives them a link to code.org and it has a user guide here and it says attached are directions showing you how to use the express course in code.org and hints for most of the lessons. You can also use YouTube for help if you get stuck. I know it's a PDF because it says PDF right there. If I click on that file, it will open for me and I can scroll through it, but this is a 40-page document. It's a pretty big document. I mean, it's not tremendous, but it's pretty big. And as long as you have internet, then that's fine. It's going to open it. But just like you saw that my Google Drive was having trouble downloading some stuff or moving stuff or loading stuff, that may continue to be a problem as more and more states shut down their schools and more schools start to use Google Classroom. I think Louisiana is only one of like 6 states right now that has absolutely closed down our schools. So you may consider starting to download these resources so that you don't have to be connected to the internet to use them. They would be saved to your hard drive on your computer if you have enough space, and that's an option. And that way, your students still have work to work on, even if Google Drive or Google Classroom crashes. So, the way that you would save that would be usually you can. This is showing you a preview. So, I'm going to go back and let's see what happens when I right click. I can right click. Save a link as would make you think that it's saving it, but that is saving the HTML document. That's just saving the link. Okay, so this is the preview. You're going to have to open it up, and you can see that even though I use this all the time, that sometimes it's hard for me to remember which way I need to go. Let's try opening a new window. I think that this is what's going to work. That window was a preview. You were still in Google Classroom in that window. Yep, there it goes. You were still in Google Classroom. So you see how it has the little icon right there? That shows you that you were still in Google Classroom. It was just giving you a preview of it. Even though you could fully use it and you could fully see everything in it, you could scroll all the way down to page 40, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. It just was technically a preview. Now that I've opened it in its own window, now it's an actual PDF, and now I have the option of downloading. So I could click download, and my here's my little icon that showed up at the bottom of the page. It shows that it downloaded, but you need to figure out where did it download. Most of the time it's going to go to your download folder, and mine is, let's see what how mine is sorted right now. I kept changing it. Group by name. So right now it's by name, so I would need to look in the C's for code.org. But I could also sort by date modified, and that would probably put it at the top. Code.org home use. Okay, so this is in your downloads. If you want to be able to find that more easily, if you select it and drag it over to your documents, that would give you a chance to put it in a folder. Okay, so I'm going to go to my documents now, and there is my folder. So this would be a great chance for me to say new folder and name it Eighth grade schoolwork. Ooh, my typing's terrible. I'm missing my eight. Eighth grade schoolwork. So I created a folder and I can put my code.org file in it by clicking and holding on it and dragging it to that folder. Okay. That way, if Google Classroom crashes and a week from now we no longer have access to it, you have started to download some of that work that you need, and you would be able to access this even if the internet isn't working or even if Google Classroom crashes. Okay, so right now, this is the window showing us the hard drive of our computer. I could either minimize that window or close it, and it brings me back to the internet where I had opened up that PDF. If I wanted to go back, I'm still in Google Classroom. You can tell because it says when I hover over it, Classroom, and it has that little icon. I go back. That brings me back to the resources that I was using. Remember, I'm inside of one. I opened one, so I go back to the classroom, and maybe I want to go look for social studies work. So I can go to my social studies. Now, again, depending on what school you're at, it could be a different setup. But again, here's a PDF. I click on it. Remember, this is just the preview. If I really want to open it, here's a menu, open in a new window, which means a new tab. And I could hit this download button that would then download it to my hard drive of my computer. Now, if I want to put this in my Google Drive, I can also do that. I don't have to put it on my hard drive. I could put it in my Google Drive, but you have to have internet connection in order for your Google Drive to work. So I could say from here, organize. That's going to open up my drive. I could say move it, go to my drive, and select the folder that you want it in. Yours is probably going to say move to drive. Mine just says move because I own this file because I'm the one that created that class. So mine might look a little bit different than yours, but next to your download button, you're also going to have more than likely this little triangle, just like this, the Google Drive triangle, that will say add to drive. Okay. So if you add it to your drive, that's great. It's saving room on your hard drive of your computer, but you still have to have internet access. If you save it to your hard drive, it's taking up some room on your computer, but you'll have access to it even if Google Classroom crashes or if for some reason the internet goes out at your house. Okay? I know that I covered a whole lot of information pretty quickly. If you have any questions, please contact me. I have my Facebook page that you can message me through, or you can email me directly. So if you're getting the video, more than likely you're on my Facebook page, and there's links to my email and there's messaging capability through there. So I hope that helps. It's definitely something to think about. More and more places are going to be using Google Classroom, and it may be a good idea to start downloading some of those resources if you want to ensure that you have access to them at your convenience. All right, y'all have a great day.